Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. This afternoon, we update some news about the royal family for you. We start with the news, Meghan Markle struggling with Prince Harry out of money. And Harry feels utterly alone. After their shock move from the royal fold, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are said to be struggling, according to Life and Style. Starting over has proven to be tougher than either of them imagined, and Harry's running out of money, a source reportedly claimed to the American publication. And the coronavirus pandemic hasn't helped with their new life either. With the world on lockdown, they've been forced to put their lives on hold, and any appearance they have managed to line up has been cancelled. Meetings with studio execs and auditions have been postponed, the source added. The insider continued to allege that the royal couple are set to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars by the week, which is going to be a nightmare for both Harry and Meghan. As such, the couple have been racking their brains to come up with money-making schemes to cover the cost of their huge expenses, including a multi-million-dollar security team. According to the source, living in the real world in a crisis has really put things into perspective for the couple, especially Harry. It's made him realize that he took some perks for granted and that maybe being a royal wasn't so bad after all. He feels so utterly alone right now, they added. Meanwhile, yesterday, CCN reported that Meghan Markle insulted millions of Brits with unbelievably arrogant complaint. Reports suggest that Meghan Markle deemed royal life to be beneath her. The idea of being a civil servant in a tiara didn't appeal. Everyone except their most deluded fans knows that the reason Meghan Markle and Prince Harry abandoned their royal duties was never about escaping the glare of the paparazzi. Well, the truth is finally coming out. One insider says Meghan complained that life in the royal family was like being a civil servant in a tiara. We couldn't have that now, could we? I mean, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry love to tell us how much they adore their fanbase and the British public. Then they go and insult millions of them behind their backs. Of course, Meghan Markle is all about status and money. Talking to Market Watch, royal commentator Ashley Pearson commented that Meghan was shocked by how unglamorous the lifestyle of a royal was. She had no idea how unglamorous it really is to be a royal, and when she found out she would be a civil servant in a tiara, she was like, no way. I mean, come on. Do you really think that Meghan Markle worked her way up the social ladder to spend her time mingling with the ordinary people? That's what makes me laugh when I see the Sussex squad defending Meghan to the hilt on social media. You do know that she doesn't care about you, right? She views regular people the same way as she does civil servants. You're beneath her. And finally, Meghan Markle gave Prince Harry an ultimatum: it's me or your family. But it's not just regular people that are beneath her. The royal family is too. Speaking to royal correspondent Rebecca English, a palace insider claims that Meghan Markle was not only the driving force behind Prince Harry stepping away from his royal duties and his family, but that she gave him an ultimatum. Another senior royal source told me Meghan had issued her husband with a stark ultimatum: Archie and me are your family. Ms. English continued, Harry had been hopeful of finding a way to marry his desire for more freedom with his royal heritage, but Meghan convinced him there was no other option. She forced him to choose. He has spent 3 months convincing himself he has done the right thing. So, how will Hollywood life affect Harry and Meghan's marriage? All but the Kool-Aid guzzling Sussex squad can see the signs that this marriage may not end well. Prince Harry isn't the type to sit quietly at home while his wife walks the red carpet and cashes in on his family name. Not that Harry is principled or smart enough to figure out he's being used, of course. It's that he's far too selfish in his own right to spend much time doing something he doesn't want to do. I fully expect him to wait out the lockdown that's currently in place across the United States, after which he'll undoubtedly enjoy some of his time in Los Angeles. A few months spent fraternizing with the movie stars. Maybe grabbing a few selfies with sports stars like LeBron James, hanging out with some musicians, and so on. But he'll eventually grow tired of that. And he'll grow tired of Meghan Markle. It's what Prince Harry does. Many of the newcomers foolishly believe Harry is a loving family man who wants to support his wife. They clearly haven't looked into his past. Prince Harry has always had an eye for the girls, and for a bit of misadventure. Not unlike that Hewitt fellow who isn't his father but bears a striking resemblance to him. Earlier this week, a close friend and confidant of Harry also claimed that the prince is finding his new life away from Buckingham Palace a bit challenging. According to Us Weekly, English primatologist and anthropologist Dr. Jane Goodall told the Radio Times she anticipates there will be a big adjustment for Harry moving forward. She claimed to the British publication that Harry's finding life a bit challenging just now. The 86-year-old believes that, as a result of Meghan Markle's influence, Harry will most likely put his hunting and shooting days behind him as well. She claimed, "Harry will stop because Meghan doesn't like hunting, so I suspect that is over for him." Meanwhile, not inferior to Meghan, what a shame, royal expert blast Harry when he calls sick kids in desperate attempt to prove he's normal. He spoke to families of sick kids to tell them he feels guilty about enjoying himself during the global pandemic as the death toll rises. Prince Harry has jumped on the celebrity bandwagon to offer a glimmer of hope to families caring for seriously sick children during the coronavirus pandemic. Not really, it's just a video call. This comes just a day after one of Harry's friends let it slip to the press that he was finding his new life in Los Angeles challenging. And Daria Kate, a royal expert, talked to New Idea, while supporting families that are going through the ringer as a noble cause. "I can't help but feel that Harry is trying to hide behind a facade to distract us from his unhappiness. After all, this is a man that is supposedly trying to evade the public spotlight, but day after day, there's a public display that courts attention. Now, it looks like the mask has finally slipped." Going by what we know, Prince Harry is struggling to carve out a life for himself stateside. After being Britain's boy for so long, Harry has thrown himself out of the frying pan and into the fire. When talking to the families via video link, Harry was quick to try and keep up appearances, but it came across as crass and insensitive. "There is a hell of a lot of positives happening. Being able to have family time, so I feel guilty. But you have got to celebrate those moments when you are just rolling around on the floor in hysterics." She continues, "Did the Duke suddenly forget his audience? Did he not realize he was talking to families desperately trying to shield their beloved children from catching a deadly virus? For a man that is usually very poised and attentive, this massive clangor is the giveaway." Harry will do anything to be perceived as normal. Perhaps he's been sipping a little too much of Los Angeles's CBD-infused green juices, or has he finally cracked under pressure? Harry has left the royal family in his rearview mirror, but he's also left his senses. Pre-Meghan, Harry would have never have boasted about how much fun he's having during a global pandemic that has killed over 135,000 people. He certainly wouldn't have done so when talking to families of highly vulnerable kids. She concluded, "If this were Donald Trump, the entire world would be in disgusted shock. Because it's Harry, we excuse his blatant inability to read a room, and send him on his way. But, those days are numbered. He is no longer Britain's golden boy. Come on, Harry. This isn't like you. Wake up and smell the Java. You might finally realize that tea wasn't so bad after all." And many fans also slammed Meghan and Harry. The first wrote, "Harry gave an interview touting how much family time he has now since staying home during the coronavirus. Is it any different that when he was holing up in a mansion in Vancouver for months before the virus hit? Has anyone watched the Disney show Elephants that his wife did the voiceover for? I think she should have stuck to being a princess. She has little chance of making it big in Hollywood. Too old and not enough talent." A fan agreed, "Too old and not enough talent, those are exactly the reasons why this mediocre, largely unknown former actress married the extremist far-left hairless. Before he picked up out of the ghetto sale bin, most people, especially in other countries, had never heard of her. Even here, in California, she was largely unknown. She was a small screen, struggling and aging nobody, and would have remained that way, if not for the desire of Hairless to find himself a political statement bride. This marriage is, and was always supposed to be, just another stepping stone on her endless social ladder. The fame, money and titles she hoped to obtain through this marriage were supposed to get her on the big screen and on everyone's radar, together with the likes of Angelina Jolie, Michelle Pfeiffer, etc. And it appeared to work, for a while. Even George Clooney and his Muslim bride were at her wedding and are now friends of hers. They never heard of her before the wedding. But in the long run, especially in the times of COVID-19, not too many people will pay millions to have me again do a voiceover, or play some type of major role somewhere. She is too old and doesn't have enough talent, exactly as you said. I think the prince ended up kissing the wrong frog. And you? Do you agree with them? If yes, please like and share my video for everyone. If you have another idea, please let me know in the comment section and we discuss it. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to get more news from the royal family. Now, goodbye and see you in the next videos.